Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the next topic, the economic reforms since 1991. So before that, there is a topic given there about the demonetization, and this topic has been cancelled by CBSE because of the coronavirus problems. So that topic for this year you need not to study. The next topic that we have to study is the economic reforms since 1991. So we know that there are some economic changes in the there are some changes taking place in the economic environment. So here one of the major changes taken place in the history of India is the economic reforms in 1991. So the attitude of government towards business and the business which was there before this one and after this one is extremely different. So there are three major changes or three major decisions has been taken, and these reforms are in short it is known as LPG. Okay, so you are familiar with the word LPG, which is the liquid petroleum gas, and here we are having another LPG. So here we are having a new short form LPG, and its full form is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Okay, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. LPG. It is a short word for remembering these three reforms, economic reforms. So the first one we have to study is about the liberalization. Liberal, the word liberal you may be familiar. So liberalization means to unshackle the economy from bureaucratic cobweb to make it more competitive. Okay, so it means that giving more freedom. Okay, liberalization, liberal, make it more liberal, more free. So see, earlier the business was in the hands of the government sector, and only few companies or only few people, those who are very much having power or those who are very much rich, only will be able to enter into the world of business. Any simple person may not be able to enter into the world of business because there are so many rules and regulations were there. But now after this economic reforms in 1991, there was a lot amount of freedom given. Okay, so lot of freedom was given based on this one. So there are some chief features of this liberalization. First we will discuss about the features of this one. So the first one was that to do away with the necessity of having license for most of the industries. Earlier there was a compulsion that we need to take license for any kind of businesses that we are doing. Okay, and getting this license was not very much easy. And so in 1991 they made a relaxation that some type of businesses do not require license, and getting license became very much easy after that. Okay, so that is the one change. The second one is freedom in determining the scale of business activities. So the scale of business activities, we cannot, earlier there was a restriction of deciding the scale of business activities, and once if we have decided, like if we are scale of activity is restricted only in a local area, then we have to continue with the that business. We cannot expand that. Okay, it was very much complicated procedures were there for expanding our business. Like normally that when a business is starting, that the business starts in a local area, then if that business is getting successful, then we will spread it to we may, like if we are starting an industry and distribution of some products in our own village or our own area itself, then if we find it very successful, when we move from there to means maybe full of our entire district we will start distributing. Then after that, if we are successful in that, then we may be distributing the products in the entire state. Then after that, if we are successful in that, then we will start to another states. and one state, two states, like that. After that, all throughout India, we may be able to supply the products. After that, we may enter into globalization also. Means that is another topic, but also means like we may go even beyond our country. But earlier this was not possible. Before 1991, it was not possible. Once if you are starting with the local area, we have to continue with the local area. And if a company cannot simply directly start producing, supplying products throughout the country, it is also not possible. Okay, so that is why it was having some kind of difficulties. Next, the third point is that removing the restrictions for the movement of goods from one place to another. So earlier there was a restriction that if you want to move goods from one place to another, there was a lot amount of restrictions, and those restrictions have been removed. The next, freedom to fix the price for goods and services. So the companies can decide the prices of the products. Next change was that companies were given freedom for deciding on what price the goods and services has to be sold. Then next one is a reduction in the rate of taxes. Earlier there was a very high amount of taxes were levied from the companies, and there was some reduction in the taxes. So amount of taxes has been reduced. The next one, freedom from unnecessary control over economy. So earlier there was lot amount of control over the business. So like you have to do this one, so much restrictions were there, and some of these restrictions have been removed, so that the companies will get a more amount of freedom. Okay. Then next one, simplifying import-export procedure. So earlier the import-export procedures were so much complicated. If we have to import some raw materials from outside, then we have to go for undergo a lot of formalities. And if we have finished products, if we want to export to another country, that also having lot amount of difficulties were there. And those type of difficulties have been reduced, and lot amount of freedom was given for that. This export-import policy was simplified. The next one, simplifying the process of attracting foreign capital and technology. So earlier there was no permission given for the Indian companies to invite foreign companies or foreign people to invest in their business. Okay, so foreign investment was not permitted, and lot amount of restrictions was there, and those restrictions was cancelled, and freedom was given for foreign companies to invest in our industries, and even for taking the foreign technology. We can purchase, sometimes we are purchasing, we make collaboration with foreign companies, or even we purchase the technology of producing, even machineries we are purchasing from abroad. So better quality machines are available from abroad, and sometimes we may purchase the technology also, the technology of producing goods. New methods are there, so we may purchase those things, and with the help of that we will be able to improve our production. Okay, so this is about the first one, liberalization. The next topic that we have to study is about the privatization. In brief, privatization means such an economic process through which some public sector undertaking is brought either partially or completely under private ownership. So the privatization means that making the public companies to private. Okay, so some of the companies which were controlled by the government has been which was fully controlled by the government has been given to the either partially or completely given to the private sector. Okay, so this is called a privatization. So mostly the shares of the companies has been sold, so that sold in public, so that the government, the private people can also purchase the shares. Okay, so this one is also another important change that has been taken place in the year 1991. Broadly speaking, establishing a new enterprise in private sector instead of a public sector is also privatization. Not only this, depriving public sector of the job of production, which was earlier reserved for it, or transferring its production without depriving it to the private sector also amounts to privatization. So there are different types of activities that is there. See, like a new enterprise in private sector instead of public sector is also privatization. So if we are starting a new enterprise in private sector instead of a public sector, or depriving public sector of the job of production which was earlier reserved for it, or transferring its production without depriving it. So see, like some kind of activities are there earlier which permission was given only for the public sector to do the activities or the production. So some type of products only the public sector was doing, and giving freedom for private sectors to start production in such kind of activities. That is also coming in the category of privatization. And so these are the changes, or these are called as the privatization. Hope you have understood. Means anything that you are giving more importance to the private sector. Okay, so earlier more importance was given to the public sector. Now after 1991, the more importance was given to the private sector. Okay, so private sector, either private sector companies can start up with the new businesses, or new private companies coming up, or the government companies or the public companies which was in control of government is given to the private sector partially or fully to the private sector, or some areas which was restricted only for the public sector. So see, like some areas were given only for a public sector, and those areas where freedom was given for privatization, private companies also to start up business in that. Okay, so let us find the chief features of privatization. First one, reducing the role of public sector and increasing the role of private sector. So these are the main thing, that reducing the role of public sector and increasing the role of private sector. So earlier so much importance was given for the public sector, and that role has been reduced, and more importance is given to the private sector. The next one is reducing fiscal burden of the government. So fiscal burden means that, see, like some companies which are running is not running in a profitable way, maybe because of the lack of management, or maybe because of the employees, whatever may be the problem. So this will create a burden for the government, you know. So like if a company is to run, then a salary of the employees have to be given, so many other expenditures are there, so this expenditure is taken up by the government. So when a company is not making any profit in that, or if the company is running in loss, then this will create a burden for the government. And whereas this company has been sold out to private sector, then that much burden has been reduced. Government need not to worry about those things. Private people, they will be worried about those things, and they will be able to handle this kind of situations. The next one, reducing the size of the government machinery. Okay, so means that the investment required and the machineries required, all these things will be less required when we make privatization. Okay, so next topic is speeding up economic development. So increasing the speed of the economic development. So that is the another importance of, means that if we are only government sector is there, then the economic development will not take place much. It's, everything government has to take place. But now when privatization is given, new companies, new people can invest more money in the and build up new companies, as well as the existing companies will be improved, and it will help in the development of the economic sector. Improving management of enterprises. So people will new managerial efficiencies will be there, new experts will be coming, and they will be, if we know that if we are in a government sector, then we will not be fully utilizing our energy or fully utilizing our abilities. Okay, so managerial efficiencies are not shown up. So some companies, some people may be using their full efficiency, but in public sector, most of the people are not ready to work with their full efficiency. But in private, when it is given to the private sector, then they will be motivating the people to use their full of their managerial efficiencies. So the next one, increase in government treasury. So the government will have more amount of funds, like the money that we are spending for the public sector companies, that can be reduced, so that that much amount of money will be there with the government for doing some other activities, for developmental activities and so on. The government can make use of this money for those purposes. The next one, increasing competition by opening industries reserved for the public sector to the private sector. So when the like in telecom industry, we can say earlier only that BSNL was there, so there was no any competitor. But when another private sectors came into this field, like Idea or Vodafone or Airtel or different type of companies came up, Jio and all, so many companies came, then they start a competition, so then it is compelled that private companies started competing with each other and even with the government companies. So, and it will be motivating, or even it will forcing the government companies to give their best efforts. Otherwise, the demand will be reducing. So early, this BSNL was considered as one of the topmost position in telecom industry. But now we can say the position of the BSNL has come down, and other private companies have come up, because they are giving more expertise, efficiency they are showing, and they go up with the good working conditions. The third topic that we have to study is called as the globalization. Globalization means integrating the economy with the rest of the world. So means globalization, global means to from entire world. So earlier the companies like Indian companies were not having much connection with the outside companies or outside the world, and the companies from outside the world do not have features to sell their product in Indian market. And with the introduction of globalization, the companies from abroad, foreign companies, started selling their products in India, as well as Indian companies started selling their products in abroad, and they also got freedom for integrating with the other companies, like foreign collaborations and so on started. Okay, so means mingling with the other country, rest of the world, other companies in the remaining parts of the world. So that is called the globalization. So next let us see the features of this one. Chief features: free flow of goods and services in all the countries. So means goods can be transferred from our country to other countries and from other countries to our country. So free flow of goods and services is made possible. Free flow of capital in all the countries. So capital also can be free flow of capital is also possible. Means that a foreign company can invest money into our industries, Indian companies, and Indian companies can invest money in the foreign industries also. Then free flow of information and technology in all the countries. Another freedom was given that we can take the technologies, purchase the technology from other countries, and we can also sell our technology to outside countries. The next one, free movement of people in all the countries. So we are ready, we can go and work in the foreign countries. Okay, anywhere in the world we can go and work in any country. There is no any restrictions, but earlier there was restrictions, and people from abroad also come and work in our country, in our own companies. So the free flow of people also made possible. Then the same conflict solving technique in all the countries. So if any kind of conflicts are there, any kind of problems are there, issues are there, then those problems can be solved. So the what technique is used in foreign country, the same techniques can be used in our country also. So this is another feature of this one. So we know that these are the features of the globalization. Means that free flow of everything we can say. Okay, so earlier there was a boundary, so like India was there, and the geographical boundary was a limit for the business. We cannot go out of our country for doing business, and the outsiders cannot come inside for the business. But by globalization, this limit was removed. Means that any country, there are some restrictions still, but the countries outside of India can enter into our country for doing business, and Indian companies can go outside our geographical boundaries for doing the transactions or any kind of business transactions. So this is the these are the major changes that is taken place in the 1991. So this is known as the economic reforms in the year 1991. Okay, this is a very much important topic, and you have to study this. And thank you so much.